your line of work, what would cause that kind of splatter?
I think something that got pulled out or ripped.
She killed the kid.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do, and I just wrapped it in a towel.
We're talking about a baby that was thrown in the trash like garbage.
We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom. Oh my gosh.
What you're about to witness is extremely disturbing. Two almost identical cases, where two females with unsettling similar appearances, the same bratty, entitled, and childish attitude, and not to mention their names striking similarities. Both of these young adults did unspeakable things to their newborn child, but at least in one case, the boy somehow miraculously survived. The other, however, weren't as lucky. On January 27, 2023, Alexee Trevizo was admitted to the hospital after complaining about back pain, but once admitted, she quickly rushed away to a hospital restroom, and will now hear from a nurse working the night shift, who checked up on Trevizo during this time.
At some point I went and kind of checked on her, knocked on the door, seen if she needed anything. She denied. She said she didn't need anything.
Did you hear anything?
I didn't hear anything.
Toilet flush?
Yes, after a while I started hearing, so I probably checked on her 2 to 3 times, I'm not exactly sure. And then I just kept hearing paper towel dispenser and flushing and like the water running. And I knocked again, did she need anything? Denied anything. And then eventually it got to a point where I said, you need to come out. And I asked the clerk to get the key to unlock the door, because obviously she locked the door to go to the restroom. And whenever we finally had the key to unlock it, she opened it and just kind of walked out.
Did she say anything at that point?
She didn't say anything. She was just looking kind of straight past me and went back to the room.
20 minutes later, she exits the bathroom and appeared to be walking normally back to her room. Medical staff immediately enter the bathroom and discover a bloody mess, straight out of a horror movie.
The toilet's right here where you're at, and then the sink's right here. It was like up this way, blood splatter.
In your line of work, what would cause that kind of splatter?
I think something that got pulled out or ripped. So yeah, when we opened up the door, like, we saw that, and then I noticed she had bloody footprints that she was leaving, going back to the room that we had put her in. So I had called housekeeping, which was Leela, and I was like, hey Leela, I'm sorry to bother you. I said, but I think this patient just had a miscarriage in her bathroom and she left like a mess. If you could come and clean it. And she said, okay.
The medical staff initially believed Trevizo had a miscarriage. That would explain all the blood. But the truth of what happened in that bathroom is far more sinister.
First thing I did was I started mopping, because we couldn't be walking around on that blood.
Okay.
So I started mopping, and then I started, after that I started wiping everything down. Then I went to the toilet, and I cleaned the toilet, and then I got everything. I had to do everything like twice because it was, bad. I wiped down the walls and everything. And after I did all that, I usually throw my trash first, but for some reason that night I had to clean the floor up and everything else. And when I went to go through the trash, I felt that when I picked up the trash and I looked in it, there was trash in it, but I knew that it didn't feel like when I picked it up it was some weight, so I thought it was the trash bags, because we put the trash bags on the bottom. And so I started getting the trash out, and then when I did that, I seen that there was a baby in there. And that's when I freaked out, and I called Lori and HT, or the nurses up front, and because there was a baby in the trash. And the baby, when I looked at it, the baby was wrapped up like in a, like at the bottom of the trash can, and with trash on top of it, in a trash bag.
So what this piece of shit excuse for a human being did to her baby was to give birth in a bathroom, wrap the newborn in plastic bags, put him in the trash bin, covered up with paper towels, causing him to suffocate and quickly die of entrapment. Let's take a look at her bullshit excuse when confronted by the medical staff. Also notice how the mother of Trevizo react to hearing what her daughter has done.
We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It came out of me and I didn't know what to do.
Alexee, I told you about this. I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth.
Scared. It was not crying or nothing.
What did you do to it?
Okay, stop right here.
Stop.
Number one priority, guys. Number one priority.
She just had a baby. I don't know if she's delivered the placenta. She's bleeding significantly.
Yeah.
I've spoken to the obstetrician at Loveless. They want her up there as soon as possible.
Okay.
Obviously need your permission to transfer her for medicals. She needs to
She's
be
19.
Oh, you're right.
But she is a student too.
She's still 19 years
you're
old.
right. You're right. She needs to. I'm sorry, I forgot she's 19.
Keep out of me.
But you need to make sure that you're safe. I need to send you to Loveless to labor and delivery. Will you please agree to that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. I'm gonna work on that. In terms, I'm sorry about this, but in terms of delivering a baby and it looked like you tried to hide it, we do have to have the police involved.
And nothing was crying. It came out with nothing.
I know. But the baby's gonna have to be taken for autopsy and there'll be an investigator and everything. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
The way the doctor keeps apologizing for having to get the cops involved in a literal homicide is also really infuriating. Soon after, cops begin to explain the situation to Trevizo and her mother.
I can't tell you nothing, honestly, okay? All I can
But
say
she's
is,
not gonna go to jail.
right now,
No.
right now, she's being detained. So she's not gonna leave from here at all, period. Okay? So one of us will
Is
be
it in your custody? Like,
yeah, she's detained. Yeah, she's not under arrest, but she is
Okay.
detained. Okay, she's not free to leave. So while this whole thing is coming up, you're not free to leave. Okay, one of us will be in here the whole time with you, because you're not going to try to leave or nothing like that.
she
All right.
won't.
The detectives will be here. They're going to talk to you. I mean, your care is of the utmost right now. Okay, they're going to do what they need to do to take care of you to make sure you get stable. They get you transferred out or whatever. Like I said, the detectives have already been notified. They're already on the way, so they're going to come talk to you. All right. So don't leave, don't try to do nothing. One of us is always going to be in here, in this room with you, okay? Unless we have to step out for doctor's orders, something like that, because if they need to examine you or do something with you. But other than that, like I said, you are detained. You are not free to leave at this point. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Where did you put the baby at? Tell me the truth. In there. Where did you put the baby at?
517-836-460.
That came out of your toilet bag? You put it in the bag?
Yes.
In what bag? Why did you say anything to us? Do you want to get in trouble for this now? You could get in trouble for
Mom,
this. Baby.
Mom, alright, just give it time, okay? Let me speak to the detectives whenever she's ready, okay? You ready for the second one? Second one is 512.
I don't know what the f these two knuckleheads thought was gonna happen, but brutally murdering a newborn child usually means you're in trouble. Let's actually go back and listen to one of the nurses explain how exactly the baby was found.
We had rolled trash bags already in there, but she had grabbed a few and like balled them up and put them on top of him. So when I removed them, that's when I noticed the baby on the bottom of the trash can just wrapped in the bag. Like she had it tight, like because it was the top was twisted and then like tucked under, like so it wouldn't open up.
So basically, if you like
When you grab trash and you like
swing it and then you fold it over to like put it down or whatever.
Yeah.
With this context in mind, how Trevizo thoughtfully and methodically wrapped the poor baby up in plastic, making sure to strip all possible airflows into the trash bag, sadistically securing that the baby would succumb to suffocation, and then displaying this complete delusional victim syndrome, fake crying and complaining she didn't know what to do. It's honestly just disgusting. It would take 4 months after the incident for the police to finally officially arrest Trevizo on suspicion of first-degree murder, but as it turns out, arresting Trevizo wouldn't be easy.
I'll bring her out. Just tell me what's going on.
I will give it to her whenever
Can I see you?
she can see the warrant before she gets arrested.
This is my house. I have a right to see the warrant.
I'm letting you know she has a warrant for arrest. We don't have a search warrant for your house. We have a warrant for her arrest.
Okay, can we see the warrant?
She gets it a copy of it.
Can I go up there when you take her up there?
You can go to that section. You know where it is.
Everything?
It's
Okay,
the
so
warrant.
what is she under arrest for?
She's over 18. She's got a copy.
I understand that,
Right.
Detective Gonzalez.
Right.
What is she under arrest for?
She has a warrant for arrest. Okay?
For what?
That's all I'm going to tell you. Okay?
What do you mean that's all you're going to tell me?
She's over the age of 18.
I understand that, but I have a right to know as well.
We'll tell you that.
Okay, then let me know now. Let me know now. I'm
question. I told you to answer my question. What is she under arrest for?
She's over the age of 18. Like, that's not, that is, no, we can't really put that information. Bring her out here, we'll tell you.
What is she under arrest
Bring her out here,
for?
we'll tell you right now.
No, I'm not bringing her out here yet. Let me know what she's under arrest
She's
for.
gonna get arrested regardless of how this is. I don't know why.
For what? For what?
Oh gee, what could she have done that warrants an arrest? Maybe the fact that she disposed of her newborn son in a trash bin at a hospital, effectively killing him by suffocation? Rosa, which is the mother's name, displays a clear indication of someone with a narcissistic personality disorder, as well as being overly protective of her adult daughter. The cops are being extremely lenient with Rosa as they continue to request for Trevizo.
Homicide. Open count of homicide. And tampering with evidence.
Tampering with evidence?
Yes.
At the hospital?
Instead of taking responsibility for what her daughter has done, Rosa shrugs it off and continues to delay the arrest. One officer proposes an interesting solution to their struggle of arresting Trevizo. But after much reluctancy, Rosa understands that she can't halter the arrest any longer and pledges with the officers to go easy on her daughter.
We're not gonna be rough with her.
Please don't be rough with her, please.
Just bring her out. You can be with her the entire time.
Alright. What's your name?
Alexee.
Okay. What's the last 4 of your social?
She don't even know it.
You don't know it?
I don't know.
Alexis, do you know your date of birth?
Yes.
Okay. What is it?
Trevizo was booked into jail and later released on a $100,000 bond. During her time back at home, Trevizo graduated high school and even attended prom. This is her and the baby's father, 3 months after the murder, happily attending their prom. Her jury trial was originally to be held on August 26, 2024. But after a judge ruled that all comments allegedly made by Trevizo, as we've seen in this video, as well as all video footage taken inside the medical facility, would not be admissible during her trial, and the trial was subsequently cancelled. This left people wondering if Trevizo had gotten away with murder, with some people stating that this is pretty normal when it comes to the justice system, and others are more so just frustrated that she isn't currently rotting away in a prison cell. What do you guys think about this case? Should she be convicted of murder? Let me know in the comments. On January 7, 2022 at roughly 8 p.m., 3 unsuspecting dumpster divers in New Mexico made a startling discovery. After hearing vain whining coming from a black trash bag, the 3 dumpster divers, April Meadow, Hector Jusso, and Michael Green, originally thought it must have been a cat or another small animal that had crawled into the trash bag accidentally, but they were about to find out that was not the case. Instead, they found an infant boy wrapped up in plastic and left to die. Security footage shows April Meadow hurriedly pick the baby up, and what's even more sad is that this interaction probably was the first human contact the poor child had ever had.
Hello, 911?
Yes, we just found a baby in the trash. We had just found an infant child.
Is it breathing?
In the goddamn trash. Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Hello, yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me about the baby?
He's still got his umbilical cord and he's freezing cold and he's very, he's drained, he's very, very, very weak.
As law enforcement rushed to the scene to attempt to save the poor child's life, we're left to wonder what kind of despicable monster did this. Around 6 hours prior, a white SUV is seen pulling up to the dumpsters in question. Soon after, a woman is seen exiting the vehicle and retrieving a black trash bag from the backseat, before calmly throwing the trash bag into the dumpster. But to the unsuspecting eye, nothing out of the ordinary has happened. A woman throwing away old garbage into a dumpster? But as we know, the contents of the black trash bag wasn't garbage. It was a living, breathing baby boy. The whole ordeal only takes about 30 seconds, but the damage has been done, and as well as forever impacting the newly born baby boy's life, it will also change the life of his despicable mother forever.
Can I have some toilet paper for my nose? Sorry.
Yes, of course. Yes. Give me just a minute.
Thank you. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. That's the closest thing I found. Alright, so my name's Dan and Craig, okay? I'm Daniel Pez. I'm an investigator here at the Hospital Police Department. Alright, what is your name?
Alexis.
Alexis? What is your full name?
Alexis and Nicole Avila.
Okay. So before I do ask you any questions, okay, I do per policy and procedure, I read everybody their rights. It doesn't mean anything other than me making you aware of your rights and you understanding your rights.
Okay.
Does that make any sense? Okay. Do you need any medical attention though before we start? No? Are you okay?
Yeah.
So, there are bulletins. I'm going to read you each bulletin. If you have any questions, feel free to stop me at any point, okay? So, of course, you have the right to remain silent. You do not have to say anything at all. And anything you do say can be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that part? Alright.
The detective starts off by reading Alexis her Miranda rights, as it's extremely crucial for the detective to have Alexis sign the document saying she agrees and understands her rights, to prevent a possible future defense team attempted dismissal of what will be said during the interrogation. The detective partially achieved this by doing his best at downplaying the importance of Alexis' approval of her Miranda rights, and instead make it seem like signing the document is more like protocol than anything else, and that everybody does it.
And what else do I do?
If you wish to talk to me or not, you can just initial yes or no. Okay. Alright, so I know there's a lot, okay, to talk about, and I just want to ask you, why you think you're here, or what led us to us being here, alright?
A common mistake new offenders make is they think that if they don't cooperate with detectives, it'll show a sign of guilt and make the cops more inclined to dig deeper into them. They frequently underestimate the detective's ability to obtain incriminating evidence during an interrogation, and they frequently overestimate their own ability to talk their way out of the spotlight. But for a guilty suspect, this is far from their best course of action. The fact of the matter is that it doesn't matter if the detectives think you're guilty or not. The only thing that matters is proving you're guilty in a court of law, and that is far more difficult for an uncooperative suspect.
Obviously, I do know information, and the last thing I want to do is, to start off on the wrong foot and for you to start, lying. Yeah. There's always two sides to the story. Obviously, I'm looking at a evidence standpoint, what we were called out to. I don't know what you're going through. If you're going through anything, we're all humans. Before me being a detective, I'm a father. Son and stuff like that. We're all human. It doesn't matter what rank we have or how old we are. Alright, and that's why, I asked you to come out here and give me your side of the story. Okay, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to question you. I'm not here to accuse you. I'm not here to, belittle you. That's not what I do. That's not my job. So my job is to investigate, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Alright, so if you can, I would kindly ask you just to tell me the truth, and we'll go from there, okay?
The detective claims there's multiple sides to every story, and that he's just doing his job. He takes on the friendlier and more pleasant role in regards to the suspect. Given the suspect's young age and prior inexperience with law enforcement, the nice guy approach is deemed preferable, as being aggressive and confrontational will most likely cause Avila to shut down, and maybe even request a lawyer. The detective wants her to feel safe. He's trying to trick her into a false sense of security, with the ultimate goal of getting a confession out of Avila.
So you want to tell me what's going on, or what happened today, or what led to this?
I don't. I mean, I can tell you, but I need you to ask, because then I can't tell you because I don't know.
Right. Okay. So, obviously I got confirmation that you were pregnant, okay? Right.
I found that out yesterday.
You found that out yesterday?
Yesterday.
Okay. So tell me a little bit more about that.
What do you mean? Like?
So how is it that you found out, or how?
Well, I've been having back pain, like really bad, and I got in an accident September of 2021.
Okay.
2 years ago. And I just thought that's what it was. And then I just kept hurting, and so I went to the clinic, and they did a urine sample, and they told me I was pregnant, and that's when I found out.
This is obviously bull. So, according to Avila, she went through with a full 9 months pregnancy without ever realizing she was pregnant. Any normal sensible adult with an average IQ will already know that this is impossible. But to 18-year-old Avila, this is completely normal. This proves she's just an ignorant, senseless child, and that she doesn't realize the magnitude of what she has done.
You said it was yesterday?
Yesterday.
And where did you go? What clinic? What hospital?
The one on Del Paso.
Del Paso? Okay, which one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
The one under construction.
Right. Who took you?
Myself. My parents were at work.
Your parents were at work?
Yeah.
Okay. So I believe your mom said that she had accompanied you, or she took you, or she went with you?
No, she didn't.
Okay.
I went by myself.
So, as I mentioned to you before anything, I like to speak, with the truth. Obviously, okay. I spoke to some people, and I know that back in March, is when you spoke to some people, and you told them that you were pregnant. So you had prior knowledge, all right? So I'm not gonna.
Back in March.
Right,
No,
somebody by the name of
didn't.
Walker. Do you know anybody, a friend of yours, a school friend of yours, that I spoke with, and she's the one that told me that you knew that you were pregnant,
Walker.
and that you did not want the child.
Walker.
Mm-hmm. Her mom is a nurse at the hospital.
I
She's
don't
a
know
friend
a
of
Walker.
yours. You don't know anybody by that name?
No.
No?
Not a Walker.
Okay. Well, that's her mom's last name. But I spoke with her, and she's the one that told me, obviously, that you knew, had prior knowledge. Alright. Like I said, if you gotta be straightforward.
I don't know. I
okay?
swear I don't know a Walker.
Okay.
Notice how little reaction Avila gives when confronted with the fact that she's lying about not knowing about the pregnancy. As well as not giving a reaction, she never denies the detective's statement either. She's actively avoiding the statement altogether, but she does an extremely poor job. She instead hyperfixate on the name of the witness the detective supposedly talked to, saying she doesn't know anybody by that name. And truth be told, the detective could be lying about this information in order to see her reaction. And if so, she just extraordinarily failed this test.
So, anyway, explain to me as far as what happened today. How did your day start today?
The same as any other day. Well, it's the same for the past couple of days.
Okay.
I was in pain. I just thought I was, what is it called? I can't even think straight. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I know there's a lot. I understand there's a lot going on.
Where you can't poop.
Okay. Constipation?
Yeah, I just thought that's what it was. And go to sleep and then go back to the restroom. And go to sleep and go back to the restroom.
Mm.
Just the same thing.
Okay. So what time did your day start?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Okay. So you don't know what time you woke up, or are you working? Do you go to school?
I go to school, but I haven't been to school this week.
You haven't been to
I
school?
didn't have work today.
Okay. Where are you working on?
Martinville.
Okay. So you haven't been going to school this whole week?
No.
No? Because you've been sick, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't know what time you woke up. Obviously a lot happened, okay?
Right.
So I just wanted to get a time frame as
I
far as...
wouldn't be able to tell you.
Okay. You don't know what time you wake up, but
No.
you woke up.
Yeah, right.
At your parents' house where you live?
Yes.
What's your address? Okay. You woke up there. You live with your parents?
Right.
Okay. What did you do when you woke up?
I went to the restroom.
Okay.
I was in pain. I was up all night I was asleep, and I go to the restroom, and just all hours of the night, all day today.
Okay. So what happened after you started going to the restroom?
I just went back to sleep because I couldn't go.
Avila claims she missed the last week at school. What she doesn't mention is that she also missed the week leading up to holiday break, so she hasn't been to school in roughly a month. This could be because she knew she was pregnant but didn't have a due date, so she spent a month at home.
And then after that, what did she do?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, obviously...
It was repetitive, and then my dad went to the store and got me some pills. I don't even know what they were, but they were supposed to help me poop. And I took it and I went back to sleep, and I stayed asleep for I don't even know how long.
Okay.
And then I woke up and I just kept trying to use the restroom, and I'd go back to sleep, and it's just repetitive, sir.
And what happened after that?
What do you mean?
Avila continuously asks the detective to explain his questions, even when asking simple, straightforward questions. This is often the case with suspects who feel the need to process the question before answering, often because they're trying to stick to a made-up script in their head of what happened. It could also be because they're getting to the point where she doesn't want to talk about what allegedly happened, possibly because she doesn't have an explanation and is trying to delay having to discuss it.
So obviously, I mean, you and I know what happened. I mean,
well, yeah, but like I can't tell you if you like. I'm not a very good explanation.
Okay. So obviously you gave birth to a child.
Right.
I'm trying to find out where it happened, how it happened, or what led to that, and stuff like that.
I went to sleep and then I woke up and I went to the restroom and I was just trying, and then it came out and I thought it was poop, and then it wasn't.
Okay. So you were where? And you're at your house?
Yeah, I was by myself.
You were by yourself?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's not normal, right?
Right.
Okay, what happened after that?
I was in a panic. I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
I was scared.
Okay. What did you do after?
I cleaned myself, and I just left it where it was, and I was scared, and I was trying to call my mom, but I couldn't because I was so scared. I think she was gonna hate me.
What made you think that?
Just because I just turned 18. I haven't been 18 for a month, and I'm the baby.
Right. I understand. That's a lot to take. Okay, and that's why I'm here, getting your side of the story. You were home alone, or who was?
No, I was by myself.
You were by yourself. Okay, and this happened where? In the restroom? Your restroom? Yeah. You guys have separate restrooms? Yeah.
No, there's one restroom.
There's one restroom. Okay. What did you do after the fact?
What do you
What happened? I mean, obviously.
Like I was just cleaning. I was scared. I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
And I just wrapped it in a towel.
Okay.
Notice how detached Avila is when she refers to the baby. She has completely dissociated herself from her son. This could be because in order for her to be able to do what she did, she had to view the boy as more of a thing rather than an actual human. Maybe something she needed to get out of her way in order for her to continue her life. We also get a glimpse of a possible twisted motive behind the attempted filicide.
Did you ever thought of contacting, an ambulance, a fire department, go out there and check you out?
I didn't do that. I was scared. I didn't know what to do.
Okay, scared of what exactly?
The baby. It was nowhere.
Right, but you're telling me that you knew yesterday, right?
Yeah, but I didn't know I didn't know how, and I didn't know nothing. I knew, but I didn't know it was coming today.
Right. So it was unexpected.
Right.
You weren't expecting it to happen.
No.
Did you contact anybody?
No.
Okay, you said you didn't contact your mom?
No, I tried, but I couldn't. I was scared.
Okay, so there's a difference between being scared. I mean, I understand you're young, you don't know, obviously, but if both you and I know that pregnancies, they're pretty obvious. Your stomach starts growing, you got several different symptoms and stuff like that. Right.
I didn't have nothing. I just thought I was gaining weight. I was eating more. Nothing changed.
So you're in the restroom, you give birth, you wrap it into a towel. What is that? Your towel? What color towel?
I don't even remember, to be honest.
Okay, so what was your next act? What else did you do after that?
I just left and I drove around and I just put it to where I put it.
Okay. Where are we talking about? Put it where? I mean, obviously I know where you went and you didn't put...
Right, I had the trash bag in the car.
Okay.
If you couldn't tell, the car is messy. But I put it...
So...
And then I put it in the bag. I took it to the car. When I was in the car, I had 2 trash bags.
Okay.
I took one with me, which is the one that I had, and then I put it again, and then I drove around and I didn't know what to do, and I just put it in there.
Let's hear that again.
I had the trash bag in the car.
2 things to note here. First off, Avila wants the attempted murder to come off as a spur-of-the-moment thing. To do this, the plastic bag would have had to been in the car with her.
I had the trash bag in the car.
What's interesting about this is that Avila slips up 15 seconds later.
I put it in the bag. I took it to the car.
She then tries to correct her mistake by saying she has 2 trash bags, but her story just doesn't make sense.
Where did you go?
What do you mean?
Where did you drive to?
JCPenney's. I was in that area. I live in that area.
So where did you throw the garbage bag?
In the trash.
In the trash? Okay, did you lock it up, seal it up?
With the hair tie.
I'm sorry?
With the hair tie.
With the hair tie?
But I don't even think it stuck because it was broke.
Okay. So
We're
you
on
just,
the verge of breaking.
okay, were you by yourself in the car?
I was by myself the whole time.
Okay. You never notified anybody?
Home.
Okay. So you grabbed your hair tie and just wrapped it around the bag?
Yeah.
Both bags? Or
No, just, well, I guess, yeah.
what color was the bag?
Black.
The black bag. So you put the hair tie around the black bag? I mean, the
Like
trash
in the
can.
trash, I just put it when I tossed it
Was it
in
a
there.
normal trash can, like one of those that they pick up, the city picks up, or the bigger trash can, or what?
The bigger trash can, maybe.
Well, what kind of trash can were we talking about?
Like
There's different.
the bigger ones, I guess.
Okay. What color was the trash can?
Green. Aren't they all green?
So you just went and placed it inside or outside, or?
Inside.
So, obviously, you're 18 years of age. You know right
Yeah.
from wrong, right?
Right.
Okay. So you wrap around a newborn inside a trash
In a
bag.
panic. I
Right.
just turned 18.
Right,
It's
right.
not like I've been 18 forever.
Exactly.
Avila confirms she knows right from wrong, but she continues to try to justify her disgusting actions by saying she was afraid and that she's barely an adult. And she even managed to crack a smile while saying this. The fact of the matter is that there's nothing amusing about this situation. The child somehow miraculously survived and was taken in by his dad and paternal grandparents. Now, almost 3 years later, the boy seems to have completely recovered from the horrific incident and appears to be healthy. Alexis Avila, on the other hand, was convicted of child abuse resulting in great bodily harm and attempted first-degree murder, and was ultimately sentenced to 16 years in prison. Judicial District Attorney Diana Luce thanked the jurors for serving on the case, calling it a tough case. Luce said she believed the strength of the video evidence helped convince the jury to convict Avila.
That video said it all. It clearly caught her actions, her expressions, and it's still difficult for people to watch that video when you think about the fact that baby was inside that bag.
Avila spoke out in court saying she regret that the first couple hours of her son's life was traumatic and that she still loves her son. What do you guys think about this case? Let me know in the comments.